In the dimly lit streets of Kosovo in 1999, U.S. soldiers crouched behind makeshift barricades, their eyes scanning for movement. These men had learned from the Battle of Mogadishu that the M16's bulkiness had been a liability. Now, they held brand new M4 Carbines, their barrels chambered with a 5.56mm NATO round. As enemy forces emerged from the shadows, the soldiers took aim. The M4's Picatinny rail system allowed for quick customization. A red dot sight here, a suppressor there. Each M4 was tailored to its operator. The first shots rang out, and the chrome-lined barrel ensured accuracy and durability. Proving its worth in the tight corners and narrow alleys of Kosovo, one thing was certain as the smoke cleared. The M4 Carbine had just announced its presence on the world's battlefields for decades to come. During the last days of World War I, machine guns and submachine guns changed the tide of battle due to their superior fire rate over traditional bolt-action rifles. Soldiers could now carry the awesome fire rate of a machine gun in a lighter platform, firing pistol-caliber rounds with devastating automatic fire on enemy trenches. By the time World War II broke out, Germany took this concept to the next level. Hugo Schmeisser, the creator of the world's first mass-produced submachine gun, the MP-18, developed a fully automatic rifle that employed an intermediate cartridge. His aim was to fill the gap between the stopping power of a rifle or machine gun bullet and the maneuverability of a submachine gun. Thus, the 7.92mm Sturmgewehr 44, or Storm Rifle, was born. Like the MP-18, the STG-44 was the world's first mass-produced assault rifle. It was so successful and lethal that it gave birth to a new generation of rifles that inspired the Soviet Kalashnikov series of rifles derived from the AK-47 and the American AR-15, resulting in Eugene Stoner's iconic M16 rifle. Both rifles would eventually clash with each other during the Vietnam War, giving way to the most iconic firearms rivalry in history. Armalite's M16 was a revolutionary rifle for the United States Armed Forces. It was lighter and more maneuverable than the cumbersome M14. It employed a 5.56mm caliber, had an effective range of over 500 meters, had low recoil and excellent accuracy, and was delivered to soldiers in magazines with 20 and 30 rounds. Nevertheless, the M16 was not without its faults. Commonly referred to as the Mattel toy due to its size, weight, and composite plastic materials, the rifle did not respond well to Indochina's humid and dirty landscapes, often resulting in jamming during combat. Most problems were solved with the introduction of the M16A1 variant in 1967. During this time, the Special Forces community experimented with Colt's CAR-15 XM177, commonly called the Commando. This was a shortened carbine version of the M16, with a unique flash suppressor to reduce flash signature and sound. It was also lighter and smaller, making it the ultimate weapon for commandos operating behind enemy lines. Although few commando rifles were produced, the carbine's design was considered again in the 1980s, when the U.S. Army began to look for a replacement for the latest iteration of the M16, the A2 model, which featured a 3-round burst and a thicker barrel. The Army requested Colt to make a carbine version of the M16A2, resulting in the M4 Carbine, a successor to the World War II-era M1 Carbine. Over 40 prototypes of the M4 were tested in the mid-1980s, with the Marines first adopting it in 1987 under the designation M4. The Army and SOCOM followed in the aftermath of the First Gulf War. Born from the legendary M16, the age of the M4 Carbine had come. It was designed to provide unmatched firepower in a more compact form, and the U.S. military finally saw its merits. Although the M16A2 and the M4 look physically similar, as they share over 80% part commonality and employ the same operating mechanisms, they have one noticeable difference: their barrel. The M4's barrel is 14.5 inches long instead of the 20 inches of the M16A2. The M4 also features a shorter buffer and receiver extension. Like its predecessor, the M4 Carbine is a gas-operated, magazine-fed, selective fire weapon. Its modular design allows for high customization and adaptability to various combat scenarios. The carbine is made primarily from aerospace-grade aluminum and steel, balancing durability and weight efficiency. Its barrel is chrome-lined for enhanced corrosion resistance. It's equipped with a collapsible stock, providing flexibility and length to accommodate different operator preferences and combat needs. The handguard incorporates Picatinny rails, allowing for the placement of accessories such as optical sights, tactical lights, foregrips, cameras, and laser sights. The M4 Carbine employs a direct impingement gas system, where gas from the fired cartridge is redirected through a tube to cycle the action. This reduces recoil and guarantees reliable combat usage, even in adverse conditions. Overall, the M4's design prioritizes modularity, reliability, and ergonomics, making it a versatile and trusted weapon for most combat ranges. Its adaptability allows for integrating various accessories, enabling soldiers to tailor the weapon to their specific mission requirements. The M4 has a length of over 84 centimeters and a barrel length of 35.5 centimeters. The carbine, with its standard 30-round magazine, weighs around 3.1 kilograms. There are safe semi-burst and safe semi-auto variants. The M4 has a 3-round burst firing mode in addition to semi-automatic and fully automatic modes. On the other hand, the M4A1 features a fully automatic firing mode in place of the 3-round burst mode. The M4A1 has ambidextrous controls, a heavier barrel, and a slightly superior fire rate, and is generally associated with special forces groups. Both variants can be armed with the M203 and M320 grenade launchers to fire smoke, illumination, and high-explosive rounds and grenades. For those who wield it, the M4 is more than a weapon. It's an extension of themselves, a tool they trust with their lives due to the impressive customization the carbine can be adapted to. The U.S. military has attempted to replace the M4 Carbine for almost a decade to develop a weapon with increased penetration and interchangeability with a new family of rifles. Although Sig Sauer's XM7 has recently been declared the winner of the Army's next-generation squad weapon, the M4 and M4A1s are not going anywhere. U.S. troops and militaries around the world hold the carbine in high esteem. The M4 has gone through several modifications across the years to make it more effective. The wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, Africa, and other regions have made the weapon deadlier and more reliable than ever. Currently, the Army has been upgrading its existing M4s to the M4A1 and has developed the new M855A1 Enhanced Performance Round, which, when passing through the human body, creates an internal cavity that results in massive damage to enemy opponents. So far, the Army has upgraded over 500,000 M4s to M4A1s. Although it will gradually be replaced at the turn of 2030, the M4 will continue to be employed by the US and NATO partners. The Armed Forces recently led the M4A1 Plus effort program to analyze more possible upgrades for the legendary carbine. Some of these included using a universal camouflage pattern, flash suppressor, single-stage trigger, removable iron sights, and others. Despite being ditched, the program may resurface to upgrade the M4. Whichever the case, the M4's legacy is firmly set in military history as one of the all-American weapons, sitting right next to its big brother, the M16, the M1 Garand, the STG-44, and other classic firearms.